Hey, what's up, guys? How's everyone doing? Just tuning in here for another week with some updates. I got a couple of things going on here that I do want to let everyone know about. I know it's been a pretty active time in the market. A lot of companies doing their thing, kind of trying to like recalibrate after some of the recent changes that have been going on. Last week, we talked a little bit about kind of DAO stuff, and this week, I got a couple of more specific updates on what's coming out. Also, some events that are going to be coming up. We're going to be hosting an event at Consensus that I'll talk about, as well as some additionals that are coming into play. So first off, on the UP v2 audit, this is officially being audited now. We are working with SlowMist. We worked with them several times before, and so far they've just done great work. So that's currently where we're at with this, which is good, because normally the turnaround is quite quick. So that means that we could potentially have our contract ready to go out for referendum as soon as next week, which is going to be great. So we're hoping to get that out in front of the public next week to potentially discuss what it's going to be like to basically deploy this new version of UP publicly, allow people to go out and vote, talk about it a bit more. I'll be talking a lot more about it as well. And in fact, last night we did have a brief chat with some people from the community specifically about UP v2 and what the impact is going to be. So if it's approved, we're going to be talking a lot more about the roadmap, what's kind of coming down the pipeline. I think that for those of you that have taken a look at the white paper or the light paper on UP v2, I think it kind of reads like just an evolution of the token. Obviously making it a lot more interesting in terms of its ability to actually go up at a more consistent rate by unlocking the ability for us to stake the tokens that are backing up. But really, for me, I see it as a first step in the direction that we're trying to go as an organization. You guys hear me come on here and I talk about sustainability all the time. When I take a quick look at the history of UP, right? Back in 2018, we came out with the concept of seed. Seed was great. It was essentially a backed token that was redeemable, just the way that UP is today, but obviously a lot less smart contract dependent. And so we were able to basically take the tokens and stake them. I would call that maybe like low security, high reward. And so from there, we were able to basically see it compound and grow at a more consistent rate. And that was very cool. The next iteration of that was kind of the opposite. It was very, very high security, which is the current state that we're in. That was UP, and its ability to kind of build upon itself. It was very high security, built-in smart contract. So that was high security, less reward, because it was a lot more dependent upon the operating of the ecosystem. And now we're coming here into UP v2, which is our first venture into what I would call high security, high reward. And so that's kind of the best of both sides here. And I'm really excited to see that. But really, for me, what it is when I take a look at algorithmic stablecoins, which is essentially a bad word as of today. A couple of people have proven success there. Some have not, obviously, for those that have not. And I think that what this is our proof of that, right? So UP v2 is essentially a proof that an algorithmic coin can both be very stable and predictable in a lot of ways, and still operate quite effectively and in a high secure method without being exposed to the same issues. And that's because, of course, UP is a backed token. For every UP in circulation is backed by some amount of the native tokens. And so that's something we're going to continue to leverage. And for me, the proof of that technology is a huge part of our future as a company. It's a huge part of building things in a more sustainable way, not as flashy as coming out with a token you can just sell on the open market. But it is predictable, it is sustainable, and it is something that we can build on top of. And I'm really excited about what comes next. This UP v2 is the first step in that direction. So that's cool. Getting into kind of some of the events that are going to happen here. For the next couple of weeks, we're going to be talking I would say privately about our future as a company. We're going to be reaching out. We have been reaching out to a lot of partners in the space. I think you guys have heard me all come on here and talk about where we've invested. A lot of companies go out there, they raise a ton of capital, and they invest that into specific marketing efforts or building a blockchain. We've invested very heavily into our position as a company and trying to operate this more as a business than as a typical, raise a bunch of money by selling tokens. We're trying to operate more as a sustainable business. In doing so, we've made a lot of friends. We've gotten a lot of partners in the space that are, I'd say, more on the regulatory, tax, legal, that aspect of the business. And I'm very excited to start talking about our future as a company and our position in the industry with those partners. And that's all going to kick off with Consensus. We're actually going to be hosting an event there. We have booked out venue. We're going to be having, from the looks of it, a pretty full guest list, which is great to see. And I'm super excited to see a decent chunk of the team there. I think about half the team is going to be there at Consensus. Spending time with our partners and talking about the future of Unifi Protocol DAO. So that's super exciting. In more, closer to today, actually, some of us are going to be up at Graph Day, which is going to be June 2nd in San Francisco. That's actually going to be a very cool day. They have a lot of really great speakers there. A lot of cool talks are going to be going on, and so I'm very excited about that. That's kind of our, I would say, warm up for Consensus, which will be great, and kind of pushing us along the direction of building on our roadmap. So with that being said, guys, I think that kind of wraps up for what we have going on right now. Some updates in terms of the tech side. I'm really excited about what that tech is going to mean for our future as a business, and kind of how our existing products today are all going to kind of bridge this gap into what we're building for tomorrow. And that's going to better define our position within the industry with our partners and et cetera. And I'm really excited about some of the referendums that are going to come out. So some more community involvement. And then finally, coming into June here, spending a lot of time with partners and kind of celebrating where we're at today. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I look forward to talking to you all soon. And after we get these referendums up, bring some questions. I'm really looking forward to talking about it more, and we can answer them then. So thanks, everybody. Have a great week.